Good morning, Zio here. And today we're going to be talking about Netflix live action versions of anime, and there is some kind of tiny bug on my monitor. That is going to drive me nuts. Like, seriously, what are you? You're so tiny. Oh. Anyway, go ahead and grab yourself some coffee and sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? Yep, here we go. All right. So over on the Twitters, I posted a little thing, I guess a week or so ago about this Cowboy Bebop live action thing, right? Said I wasn't going to talk about it, and here we are, talking about it, kind of. Anyway, so I actually just wanted to expand on that because it's not the easiest thing in the world to make a point on Twitter and have it come through properly. Also, I have a TikTok. You should go check it out. Yeah. Anyway, no, but I was talking about it because people are upset about various things, right? Spike is too old. The person portraying Spike is just too old. Faye, the actress wearing Faye, being portraying Faye is it's complicated. How's that? And they're race swapping and all this other stuff of Jet and whatever it is that they're doing with Ed. I don't even want to look. Anyway, as well as other things. So, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to go on, but I don't really want to talk about all of that because it doesn't matter, right? Um, the reason, of course, we're talking about it is because then I found out shortly afterwards they were planning to do One Piece. Why do I know that they're doing One Piece? Because whoever it is who's behind it, the director, whatever it is, the main person behind it decided that they were going to tweet out pictures of certain members from the story and turn it into this IRL political thing where where they're essentially making this connection between real world people and the characters, based on various things that I I don't even know where to start. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's where we're at now. This is why we're talking about it. When it comes down to it, if I had the influence, I would tell everyone else who would normally talk about this sort of thing and say, don't talk about it. Go find something else to talk about. Seriously. Do not give One Piece any airtime. Do not give Cowboy Bebop any airtime. Just let them do their thing and see where the chips fall. Because what's going to happen here is if these things fell, right? They're going to blame it on us. They're going to blame it on anyone who's criticized it, regardless of whether or not the criticism is valid. They're going to find that 1, 2 tweets from a complete nobody somewhere out there in the ether who, made the comment that they yeah, the comment that they need to in order to portray the entire fandom as really bad, right? They're going to use every ist and phobe in the book in order to do it. And I'd say don't give them any ammo. Don't talk about it. Sure, people are going to know that it exists. In fact, they may watch it and may decide they don't like it, which is fine. Let them do that, but don't give them any ammo to yell at us about it. I mean, sure, they can try. And it's like, the Cowboy Bebop remake was did very horrible, blah, 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 because of incel, yada, yada, this, that, and the other, insert ist, insert phobe. But if nobody had talked about it, they wouldn't really have anything to point at, right? We can see, I mean, granted, we can sort of tell that it probably wouldn't do so well at all, even with people, but they're not making it for the fandom, right? These remakes of these things, these Netflix adaptations of different anime and manga, they're not made for the fan. In fact, they're designed specifically to be against anything that the fan would want. It's not that making something in anime is or into a live action would be super hard or anything like that. We've gotten to the point as a society when it comes to CGI and other things, we can absolutely make a Cowboy Bebop pop, right? Do really well as a live action. In fact, if you wanted to, and this is what I would probably do, right? Granted that Cowboy Bebop is as old as a property as it is, you can say time skip. We're doing this live action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop after the original manga ended, and this is going to be 5 years later or something, 10 years later, and that in itself would be enough to knock any criticism of Spike is too old essentially, or his actor just looks way too old to be Spike, or something like that. So then you wouldn't even have those criticisms at all, because that Spike has aged. He's gone a few years. It's been 10 years since we last saw him, and then continue it on its way. It's not like something like Cowboy Bebop can't exist. We've seen Firefly, right? We know that sort of thing can be done. You've got, of course, Star Trek out there. When it comes to just things in space, we can make it happen with no problem. And then, you could also just eliminate Faye from the picture altogether, or even Jet at that point, and bring in new characters altogether. Maybe they've gone their own ways. They've gone their other things, and you don't have to worry about people getting upset because Faye doesn't look like Faye. When you're doing a reboot, an adaptation of it, trying to, bring it to the mainstream, of course, the fans are going to criticize if you don't get things correct. If you don't get the look of whatever weapons are being used properly, if you don't get the costume looking, like it was previously from the original property. And the problem is, of course, with all this, is they just don't care. So there's that. It's definitely not made for the fans. It's made for a normie audience who has never heard of it, right? It's for the people who made fun of people who enjoyed that sort of thing 20 years ago. Something for them to enjoy, to say, oh yeah, I absolutely love Cowboy Bebop, without actually ever seeing or reading the original material. And it's also, of course, made by people who just don't care. They don't care about the source material. They could care less about it. They themselves hate the source material for one reason or another, probably because they've been told they have to. But yeah, we know it can absolutely be done, and it can be done right. Anyway, for example, you've got Alita Battle Angel. I haven't actually seen this film, but then again, I also haven't seen the source material to this film either. I've heard that a lot of people did like this, and the critics, the kind of people who would be doing the reboot of a Cowboy Bebop or One Piece, hated Alita Battle Angel. Meanwhile, fans who did, go and see it, they said they enjoyed it because it seemed to have stayed true to the original material. And it is freaking hot in here. Whew. But yeah, they said it stayed as true as, I guess, possible to the source material. And, the fans did like it. I unfortunately just have their words to go by, so I don't know. But Sonic, on the other hand, is one I actually watched. We all saw Sonic unfold. We saw the original design for Sonic for this movie that everyone absolutely hated. It was the stuff of nightmares. And then, we got over the fact that Dr. Robotnik didn't look like the classic Dr. Robotnik or anything as well. Which, in my opinion, is just because it was Jim Carrey doing it. And regardless of whatever his political leanings are, I feel he pulled it off pretty well. But they went back and they redesigned Sonic into the, OG version, I guess. A upgrade from the original, but similar in nature, right? They took him back down, which of course, you can also see that in, say, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, right? Where you've got the Pokemon, they look like they're Pokemon from the game and don't look like the real life rendition of something that you've seen probably on Facebook or whatnot, where somebody's drawing them to make them as real looking as possible, and they look like the stuff of nightmares. Because that's what happens when you pay attention to detail and you take care of the property and possibly, and its source material and stuff, and try to do right by it. Of course, the great thing with Sonic is you don't have to put Sonic literally in the Green Hills Zone and his world to make a movie of Sonic the Hedgehog. They put it in the real world. They gave Sonic the OG look in a way. And, at the end of it, there was hints of more. You've got the hints. You've got Tails. You've got, Jim Carrey being on another planet and finally starting to look a lot more like the Robotnik we all know. And stuff like that, which is just nice little, nods to things, instead of deviating from it to a point that it is completely unrecognizable, right? And of course, those people hate those kinds of things. They are not a fan of stuff that actually takes the fans into account and say, not only do we want new fans, but we want the old fans to enjoy it too. Anyway, that's what I got about that, so let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.